First, when I was a kid, I learned about violins and cellos before guitars. I didn't know anything about guitars. My father saw me with a lot of interest and bought me books about Cremona, which Cremona is considered, violins, cello were built all over Europe. Incredible. German builders, English builders. Somehow, Cremona with the Amati family, they become the school of the violin. And they make the violin like we know today. Just like in Spain, the classical guitar, the father Torre, who changed the guitar to what we know today. Okay, these people and the Amati family is the one they make the violins to be small. Still, a lot of people don't know that the Stradivarius, the one that all being playing, they have different necks. The neck used to be short. But that was, early 1700s. And then Stradivari studied there, Guarnieri. 100 years later, the Amati opened the school. And they become the school of Cremona. That I had a very clear, I come to New York, I'm now 20-something, and I see one of those blondes guitars, and I say, wait a minute. It looks like in my father's cello. F-hole, the bridge, the thing, but it's a guitar. Then I remember going across the street, was a man named Richie Silver. The store was Silver Holland. And I remember I say, excuse me, who makes this guitar? Oh, he is the Stradivari of the guitars. I say, wait a minute. I remember my father's cello, and this guy called it the Stradivari of the guitar. It's a connection here. And I guess I was asking the guy too many questions. I said, listen, if you want to know more, why don't you call the guy who studied with him? I said, I didn't know who. He said, Jimmy D'Acquisto. Oh, wait a minute, now, yes, because I heard John die in 1964 here, a few blocks away, by the way. And I told him that I can't have enough information for this guy, John D'Angelico. He said, oh, I got to go to the city next week because he was in Long Island, far away from here. He said, I go there, we talk. And Jimmy was wonderful. And Jimmy started telling me, well, John used to work for his uncle, making violins and cellos. This is why if you look in one of the beginning of the book, the violin, well, I put 3 violins. One is John D'Angelico. Meaning he studied the whole school, the Cremona and everything. But early 30s, when jazz started to get big in New York, I don't know why, I wish I could have John ask, he moved to guitars. He quit his uncle's place, he opened his own place, and D'Acquisto wasn't there. It was his nephew or whatever, Vincent DiSerio, also they call him Jimmy, and they started making guitars in 1930. 30 or 32, something like that. Yeah, 32. And wow. Now when I started to find out this, everybody calling the Stradivari. Everybody talk about Amati, Guarnieri, and I say, three people, Amati, Guarnieri, Stradivari. I say, you know what? I respect all the builders. It's incredible amount in America, the builders. But I want to take 3 of these guys. The one I consider one of the best ones is when they started, John D'Angelico. The one he inspired John Monteleone to start making guitars. Because John and his place in Islip, Long Island, he has the first encounter, which was 12 or 13 years old, from this guy, Italian musician, who said, I just got the D'Angelico, you want to see? I remember John say, I run. And when the guy opened the case, I realized I want to be a guitar maker too. He was already doing some things, but you see how people inspire people. He never talked to John D'Angelico. I asked John many times. He would have loved to, but he was young, D'Angelico was in the city. At that time, if you live in Islip, Long Island, come to the city, it was like going to Europe. But he met Jimmy D'Acquisto, which they become great friends, and sharing a lot of information. And well, I said, I want to take these 3 guys and the other 3 guys And I want to show a parallel of what happened in Cremona basically happened in New York. And this is what I call the journey from Cremona to New York.